There we go. What's up, Flock? We are back for a brand new episode of Charms to Beat, recapping one of the most insane games I've seen in a while. We had dollar football seats being sold. There was no light rail. Oh, yeah, that's right. We also had a walk-off punt return. Holy shit.
It's
Let's fucking go, dude. Let's talk about it. Amazing.
yeah, this is remarkable. I thought it was the first time all year the Ravens trailed after three quarters, and this time they won the game. Like what? They didn't blow the lead this time. They came back, they won, and after both teams punted the ball in overtime, it all came down to a former fourth rounder, making moves. He's never returned a punt in the NFL. I don't think he even punt. He never really returned punts when he was at Oklahoma State. Um, so wow, so, I mean, Christ, I didn't see that coming at all. Amazing.
Oh, all I was thinking, even from the first time I saw he was back there earlier in the game, was just don't drop the ball. Don't drop the ball. And that one time, that all of us, I was like, just don't drop it. Their guy dropped the ball twice already. Just catch it. I don't care if you feel catch, just catch it. And then, okay, he got it. Oh, he's gonna fall. No, he's not gonna fall. He didn't fall. Pretty sure they said that's his first NFL touchdown.
What a way to get a first NFL touchdown. Holy shit.
Unreal. And I saw something where I know he had like the game winning go ahead touchdown, the 2 point conversion catch and everything, but I heard theory that they didn't put Zay Flowers back there. They were thinking about it, but his drops earlier in the game made Harbaugh a little nervous about putting him in that position, considering he's never really done it either. I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of just again, I seriously can't believe that happened. Like I literally was watching the highlights, still in absolute disbelief. Like that really happened. There was one point where he somehow stayed in bounds. There was no way he should have stayed in bounds other than an act of God. If you watch Harbaugh's press conference after the game, we had a whole eulogy. But just, oh my God. Like, again, a lot of people, you get a lot of mixed reactions on Twitter, but and social media in general. Most of it was the Ravens suck. How did the Ravens get in this situation? This and I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, first off, this is a former Super Bowl team who still have at least their quarterback and receiver and a bunch of other players. Puka Nacua, one of probably the best rookie receiver this year. And it was a game. It was a game. Like, again, we made some mistakes. Sure, we could have played harder in defense. It was a shitty, awful, rainy day. And we returned a punt return for a fucking win, dude, in overtime. Enough.
And outside, I would say the 49ers and the Cowboys, the Rams are probably the hottest team in football. They just dismantled a really good Browns defense last week. Like, I don't think anyone thought this was going to be a cakewalk.
Mm-mm.
And kudos to the Ravens. They put up 37 points. They showed out offensively. And I know the defense took their lumps, but that's a really good offense to your point. I mean, Cooper Kupp was all pro, one of the greatest receiving seasons of all time just a couple years ago. And Matt Stafford looks like he's found the fountain of youth. And they got a running back that's come out of nowhere to just take the NFL by storm.
Oh, he was about
And
to
that
run all over
defensive line as advertised. Yeah. I was thinking we were going to lose that game for most of that game just because we weren't, and we were answering every time they scored, but they were scoring all the time.
Yeah. That was the thing. And early on, again, I think all NFL coaches are the same pretty much. It's like you have something that works so well. Again, they were running it down our throats. It was like, oh shit, like we are not ready for this. And then all of a sudden they started passing in the red zone. It's like, all right, cool. This is what we do best. Cool. Thanks for the gift. um, I don't know. I don't know how we got away with that. I'm still in disbelief. But yeah, we nonetheless did, and thankfully, yeah, I absolutely mind blowing.
And I feel like on one coin, you don't like to see it.
Mm-hmm.
But the other side, I'm like, we're about to face the 49ers and the Dolphins, who have maybe the top two rushing offenses other than the Ravens. And so we were just exposed, but we also realized maybe this is something we need to fix, and we have a couple of weeks to get it figured out. So we'll see how they respond to this, but I think it's out now. Like run the football down the Ravens' throats. See if we can stop them. Because currently, I'm not a big. I don't think we can. From what I'm watching, I don't think our run defense is a little suspect.
Yeah, that run defense is hella sus.
And we talked about it last week. ranked 11th.
Yeah.
That was their weak spot. It's been their weak spot all year. Every team that's having trouble, like, hey, let's just run the ball. Steelers did it. Browns did it.
And there are going to be a lot of
did
other
it.
teams that are going to do it. Yeah. Again, I don't know. I mean, me personally, I don't get it. I guess when you have a bunch of edge rushers virtually on the line, just guys that are just good at pass rushing, that's all they're thinking about. And I don't know. I don't know why the run wasn't addressed more. I feel like in the second half, Roquan really got the defense going. I feel like he was just making some key stops, and they really just got after it, which really kept the game close enough to the end. And I understand, people were saying Marlon Humphrey, let up a bunch of yards and this, that, and the other. I get it. He had a bye week. He also came back from injury. So I'm not surprised that happened. But he did save the game in the end zone by at least blocking the touchdown.
Were you surprised that he took 97% of the snaps, though? I thought for sure you've got Darby sitting on the sidelines. I just thought maybe ease him in. They just they said, fuck it, we're putting them in. I know Hamilton had a knee injury, and thank God it's not season ending. We have some good news about that today on Monday. But I wish they would have probably not used him as much. Maybe put him in the slot instead of the outside, where I think honestly he's a more natural fit, especially in his older age.
Yeah.
But I think they'll go back to the drawing board with him a little bit. I think the tape's going to show. The whole secondary blew, though. I mean, everybody was giving up. Even Kyle Hamilton had a pass interference in the end zone, and everyone was getting beat deep, and they're missing assignments. And I can't tell you how many times they were open. And great route running, sure. And I think there was plays where Stafford threw the ball, and the wide receiver hadn't even broke yet. But still, I mean, you don't like to see that from a team that coming into the game, was one of the top teams in the NFL against pass.
Yeah.
Well, goddamn Arthur Malecki was halfway across the line of scrimmage with Cooper Kupp. Like, nah, someone else has got him.
No.
Oh,
you gotta stay on.
My guy, right? Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
I just wanted to stop here because I thought they were going to do something else. Meanwhile, Cooper Kupp was running full speed the other direction. Like, why was he open? And then, we had the one third and 17. I'm like, all right, we're just gonna leave the middle of the field just wide the hell open. Just cool. If like Stafford threw the ball 40-something times, if they just run the ball more, they probably win.
Yeah. Again, I don't know what it is about NFL coaching, but thank you for not following your game plan, because nothing about it made sense for them to disappear from the run, honestly.
It's the same thing with the Ravens, though. Like, what the hell are we doing throwing Hail Mary after Hail Mary after? Right. We connected on a couple of them, barely. But, why do we not have, 6 rushes from Gus Edwards? Like, what is that? Like, I know.
Dude, they were ready for the run. If you watch the Rams, they were just clogging up the line. They were ready for the run. And I think it was virtually out of desperation. Again, it was reiterated that, Lamar Jackson truly does own this offense. And after what I just saw, I have more confidence in him than I ever have. You're running that offense. You gave us that gameplay back. Again, certain things could have gone differently and we would have been in certain positions. But for us to be in it the way we were, to not do what we usually do in those situations, it's just incredible. And it goes to show the maturity of Lamar, the chemistry he has with Odell Beckham. Zay Flowers, get out of here. What are you talking about? Sure, the run didn't work, and it might have cost some people certain fantasy football games. Sorry about that information. But hey, we're walking away for win, and I'm happy.
Even without Mark Andrews, Lamar Jackson took that team down the field to win a football game. I can't remember the last time we needed Lamar Jackson to do that, because we just haven't been in that position all year. Yeah. We're either giving up the score late or we're winning the game. And so he did it without his security blanket, who you saw come up huge in that comeback in Indianapolis a couple of years ago. Didn't have it yesterday, but he still managed, when the team knew they were throwing it, was able to throw the football. And I think that's so big when you're going up against teams like the 49ers and the Steelers and the Dolphins and the Jaguars and in the playoffs. Like, knowing you've got a guy that you can trust with the game on the line, massive.
And my stupid ass had Isaiah Likely on the bench. What the fuck was that? I was so pissed.
Fine. I mean, I had OBJ with 97 yards for 4 catches for a touchdown against this form team on the bench.
Yeah.
You look good. You look good.
I had Lamar Jackson starting, so
How good though is OBJ that like you just know he's gonna catch it? Like we haven't had a receiver like that maybe
Ever.
ever. Derek Mason was good, but this is a totally different type. This is like a Hall of Famer receiver on our team right now who can catch the ball no matter where it is in the field, underthrown, overthrown, in his
probably
breadbasket.
the last
If you
one
hit
we
him in
had was
stride, it's a touchdown. It's incredible.
probably the last one we had was Bolden.
Yeah.
Bolden I felt that way about.
Steve Smith Sr. too,
Him
but
too.
like both of them are different. OBJ is just different in a way
He's
that
a different
like, he's
athlete.
taller, he's blinkier, he's faster,
Mm-hmm.
and he just has the wingspan. It's really incredible to see him work and just
Yeah.
knowing that we have him. It's like same with Clowney. Like it's just so it's cool to see these guys
Yeah.
finding their career in their older ages and
And they're still producing like
yeah.
insanely. I remember early on in the season, really frustrated just by the fact it was like, wow, we paid 19 million for OBJ to virtually shit away the first quarter of the season. And then all of a sudden something clicked and now we're seeing this regularly. This is what we paid for, and it's happening at the perfect time. Again, the fact that Lamar has a guaranteed target out there. I saw the play. It was the craziest like route ever. And I'm just thinking, like, how the hell were they just there to do it?
Oh hell, he said on his touchdown pass, the only thing he did wrong is he ran the wrong route.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, the first one was a nice catch. That one was like, oh yeah, I ran the wrong route.
You ran the wrong fucking route. Lamar was reading the defense enough to see that and make the perfect pass. And OBJ just there to catch the ball. It's that easy. Like, it's crazy.
Fly in the end zone. Got it.
As we saw in the Super Bowl, like he's capable of having his best games ever in the biggest games ever. And so knowing that you've got this guy that, we might be in KC, we might be in Miami, who knows?
I don't think we're going to be in KC.
Super, hostile environments, even Baltimore, like when the game on the line, knowing that he can make separation and catch it, he's not going to drop it like Perriman, he's not going to get fucking hurt like Bateman, and he's not going to disappear. It's just like he's gonna be him. He's gonna catch it. He's gonna make the play. I think it's just Lamar clearly has never had a receiver like that, and just knowing that we have that, it's huge. It's huge. Contested catches too, mind you.
Yeah, massive. But again, Zay Flowers, be an insult not to talk more about him. He's him. Crown him. He's gonna ease like the kid stays healthy, stays out of trouble. He could easily be the best receiver Baltimore's ever, well, at least ever drafted. I could say that much. Yeah. Like, what he can do is just insane. He can get open, makes guys misses, and he got that 2-point conversion monkey off her back. I love it. Like, what? Oh, man, it's just, again, this is a different team. And I was talking to Colleen about this, and I was like, this to me, I think they're better than we were 2019. I truly think we're more balanced.
That's the thing. I think we're way more balanced. Like when you've got receivers who all over the field, like catch the ball, you're not just running the football. We know we can run it, which is the best part about this offense. If we need to run the ball, we probably can. And I thought yesterday was Zay Flowers. To me, the best play he had was that sideline catch where he like was behind the sticks, turned around, got back over the sticks, and they like picked them up and threw them down. And Harbaugh got all pissed off. But we saw the kids, physicality, because I feel like a couple years ago we had a guy named Hollywood Brown who like would not make that play for us. And he's the best game for the playoffs. I'll give him the credit, but you just couldn't rely on him except here or there. Whereas Zay Flowers is going to get open, he's going to make the plays, and Lamar wanted him on draft day, and it's a big reason why Lamar's back on the team today. It's because of Zay Flowers and OBJ.
Hey, keep him moving. Oh man, yeah, what a game. Let's talk a little bit about injuries for a second. Ross, you got that injury report, my boy?
Well, mainly we care about Kyle Hamilton, grade 1 MCL sprain. Luckily, he's a day-to-day according to Harbaugh, week-to-week according to everyone else. So who the hell knows?
Yeah.
Yeah, day-to-day, so it most likely means week-to-week. Luckily, Harbaugh didn't say week-to-week because Harbaugh's week-to-week usually means month-to-month.
I'm a little interested. I don't think he plays against Jaguars. I'm curious. I think if he's not out there against the 49ers with the dynamic weapons that they have, Kittle, McCaffrey, Samuels, are you like I have a feeling that we're gonna be in a world of trouble. But the Ravens might see the bigger picture and hold him out until the playoffs. And I wouldn't be shocked by that. It just means we might drop a couple games down the stretch. But what are your thoughts? Like, would you rather have him come back and rush it or sit and wait?
No, I personally would rather the wait it out. Here's the thing. Kyle Hamilton is the second most important part of our defense. Roquan honestly gave us that leader, that centerpiece. He gave us that Ray Lewis we've been wanting since Ray Lewis retired almost about 10 years ago. Jesus, it's been wow, time flies. But Kyle Hamilton came and did something different. He brought something new. He brought, honestly, and I've said this to a few people, he's essentially our version of Palomalu. Can play everywhere, is insanely smart, has just this viciousness about him. Because if you see him, in press conferences and outside of the game, he's like the nicest guy ever. But inside the game, this man's an assassin. And he's looking to kill every fucking play. And that's gonna suck to lose. But again, we do also have players like Geno Stone, who had a really good early part of this season. Marcus Williams is back there. I think we can manage, but it's more important to have Kyle Hamilton 100% in playoffs to make that run, in my opinion.
And here's a guy that already broke every single season franchise record for tackles for loss with 4 games to go. He's got a couple picks. He had a game where he had 3 sacks. Like, he could play in the slot, he could play deep, he can cover receiver, he can cover the tight end,
he can rush
on every tackle. He's a weapon that I don't think the NFL has really ever seen before. I think he's a hybrid that you're going to see more of as the NFL moves more and more towards this college offense type of deal. But the man's like 6'4", 6'5", and he's a freak of nature. It's real unfortunate. We're real lucky. We dodged a bullet. Can you imagine losing Mark Andrews and Kyle Hamilton in a 2-week or 3-week span?
That would be terrible.
Arguably the 2 most important players, not named Lamar Jackson, Roquan Smith. Like, they dodged a bullet, and we'll see what happens. What about you, Ross? Do you think he should wait or come back?
I mean, he should wait, but hell, he came back that game.
Yeah.
He probably shouldn't have. That might have made things a little worse.
I mean, how it's gonna be much worse than a grade 1 sprain. I mean, it wasn't too much worse. I mean, it's basically. I mean, they say he could play against Jacksonville.
I don't want him to play in Jacksonville.
I'm almost guaranteed he doesn't play Sunday, but I don't think we need him Sunday. The Jaguars are little.
If there's any game I'd rather have him back, it's like you said, the 49ers. That is probably one of the scariest teams in the NFL because, again, like us, they have an insane offense, an insane, unique one, and that's what the Ravens have.
Ironically, though, that's one of the games you can drop in this stretch.
It is the most meaningless game down the stretch. Like, you can hold them out 2 weeks and bring it back on New Year's Eve against the Dolphins, and I think that also might be what they're circling.
Yeah. And the most important games are the Jags, a little less important with them losing the Browns, and the Dolphins, depending on what they do tonight.
We definitely need him back for the Dolphins. The way Tyreek Hill can just do ungodly athletic things.
See, as much as I love Kyle Hamilton, I don't know if he can stick with Hill.
Yeah, but you're playing
he ain't gonna be back to deal with Hill. He'll be dealing with friggin' Achon and Mostert, whoever they have running back. Hill, that's going to be Williams' problem.
Are we all going to that game?
I'll be at that game.
What game is it? I don't.
It's New Year's Eve. Right now, it's at 1 p.m. I'm hoping it's not flexed because that's going to be annoying. But it's like literally they're saying it's for the number 1 seed most likely. It's for home field advantage in the playoffs. Like, it's a whole lot of things on the line there potentially. And it's in Baltimore, baby.
Yeah, that's a playoff prequel game. So yeah, I'm gonna see what I can do about that. Don't know what my schedule is yet.
Stupid. Bus.
Yeah, that's
gonna suck. 4:30 on CBS. Like, it's 1 o'clock.
Yeah,
it's like the game of the year in the AFC.
Like, easily should be Sunday Night Football. Like there's no
Or
reason.
they might flex it to Thursday night, I heard, potentially,
Hmm.
which wouldn't be the worst either. It's middle of the Christmas week.
No. I don't know. It's gonna be a great game. That's gonna be an insane game. Wow. It's also, I think, gonna be the game. Is that championship week in our league?
It is.
Guess
It
who
is
has
indeed.
Tyreek Hill?
Guess who has the Ravens defense?
Fuck.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's gonna be such a polarizing event for me. But yeah, no, Kyle Hamilton. I would say, if anything, if we don't have the bye week, I don't know how would that play a part. Because here's the thing: we could potentially have the bye week. Right now. Kansas City's just lost. The Jags lost,
If the
and
Dolphins win tonight, they leapfrog back into the 1 seed, but they
yeah,
tie the Ravens for record, and it's based on conference. So then we would play. They get the Cowboys next, I think, at home. They have all their games at home, but the Ravens. But they play the Bills and the Cowboys still. So neither one of those games are cakewalks.
yeah,
But the Cowboys are a different animal outside that dome. Same with the
that's
Bills
true.
outside Buffalo.
That's true.
Um,
Because the way they dogged the Eagles last night, that shit was nuts.
but the Dolphins have not beaten a team with a winning record. Some weird stat. Like they just have not been good. Like they're beating really bad teams and they're getting blown out by good teams. And I think they're just not that good of a football team at the end of the day. Like I think the Ravens might beat them handedly because they can't stop anyone. The Dolphins, that is.
No, if that's the case, I mean that's great for us. I definitely, if that's also the case, I don't see him beating Dallas. Dak Prescott's playing the best football of his career. CD Lamb is making his case for a future Hall of Fame ballot. Tony Pollard easily replaces Eco Elliott, and that defense is something else. So if what you say is correct, yeah, we're Dallas fans.
Oh, for sure. I
Dallas
have
wins that game.
the Dolphins give me like Lions of the AFC vibes.
Mm-hmm.
Like they had some success early. They blew the Evan piss out of the Broncos that didn't have a winning record and they played them. They're 76, 70 points or something. But like I like to see that rematch. But I have a feeling that the Dolphins, they're dangerous. And I think they're more dangerous at home. We're getting them outside Miami. Hopefully it'll be like 80 degrees because of global warming, but I'm hoping it's like 20
Yeah,
on New Year's Eve. But that's a game
it's
changer
probably
too.
gonna be cold as shit too. I will say there's one team that I wanted to give a little bit of time to, and normally any other fucking day I would never give this time to this team, but the 8-5 Browns with Joe Flacco, January Joe, has shown up in December. What? Number 15.
Hey.
What?
Saw someone post and said, "Hey, he wins a lot of this stadium." Yes, he does. He loves Cleveland.
He owned Cleveland. He don't want to leave.
He makes them so dangerous. Like I hate to say it, but like all the Browns needed was a quarterback that just played manager. And with that defense, makes me a little nervous. I don't want to hear it, but I think we might play him in the wild card round. It wouldn't shock me.
Yeah, if we're still in the position we are, if the Dolphins win tonight and they do leapfrog us, and that
We just never catch him, type of thing.
yeah, I don't know. It would be an interesting game, Joe Flacco. I do think the one thing that would save us against Joe is our pass rush is nasty.
He's immobile as fuck. I think we would break him down quite a bit, and I think that their receivers they're not the Rams, they're not the Dolphins, not the you know what I mean? It's Cooper.
Amari Cooper doesn't scare me the way Cooper Kupp did.
Joe Flacco will have to throw the ball 45 to 50 times to win that football game in Baltimore. With that crowd even more amped up because it's Joe Flacco,
And we're giving them all the shit.
The only thing I'm worried about is Lamar Jackson regressing because like Obi-Wan Kenobi's there type of thing. Like he overplays because he wants to compensate for the fact that his master's there, but like Jedi Master thing, but like
this week Lamar was only 5 yards better passing than Flacco was this week.
That's still fucking incredible, though.
Lamar was 3rd in the league this week, and Flacco was 4th.
Wow.
Look at it, another stat. He broke Joe Flacco's franchise record for games with 3 touchdown passes or more yesterday. So, like,
what?
He's quietly putting up a better passing career than Joe Flacco.
just on the low. Just
Not even
really
low.
low
He's
key
doing it,
about
but
it.
I think he gets. He's so everyone looks at the running aspect of him, and but yeah, I mean, he's throwing the football, and I think it just shows you that the Ravens offense has always been a run team,
Mhm.
defense led, and you're seeing them spread it out more than anything we've ever seen. Ever. I mean, he never had an OBJ and a Flowers and an Andrews and a freaking Aguilar and a Bateman and a Likely on the same team.
Never.
Dobbins, come on out of here.
No, yesterday really was like, oh wow, like again, I feel like being a Ravens fan, just calling these, game, recapping them, we kind of find ourselves in are the Ravens this way? Are the who are the Ravens? And I think we found out yesterday. Again, it was a stormy ass day. It was raining all day long, and he was passing as if it was a 50-degree day in the middle of November, like beautiful fall weather. You're thinking the way he was passing, and he was on point. It was incredible. It was incredible to witness. I think that's something that as Ravens fans, we don't get too often. And to see it, the few times we've seen it, it's been incredible. We know we can do it. Hopefully we just keep up with it. And yeah. I don't know.
Agreed.
Oh man, but yeah, it's hold on one. Yeah, it's absolutely insane. Walk off punt return. They were selling seats for like $1. What?
What was yesterday? Chaos. What that shit was.
Yesterday was the most chaotic fucking day ever.
And Lamar moved to what 18-1, 19-1 against the NFC. Like
Yeah.
By the skin of his teeth, but he did it. And really,
He
the
did
only
it.
loss ever to the NFC was that bullshit Giants game last year. Like that's it. They've beaten every other NFC team they've ever played.
Ever.
So they're gonna blow that shit stat up all night on Christmas night, probably.
Yep.
Of course, there was one moment Lamar had to go Pele on us because Leonard Bob was on his own snap count.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Leonard
Great
Bob,
play by
we
Lamar
got Mike.
Jackson. Though.
That was heads up play. That was a heads up play because that could have easily been a touchdown to put the game out of reach.
Oh man,
That
he
was
knew what he had to do.
very
Is that God crap? Kick the ball.
Yeah.
I said, God damn it. Leonard barely hurt them either because they came back and they had the defensive stand. So I mean
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it barely hurt them, but it forced a 2-point conversion hand. They did some stuff. If we didn't get the 2-point conversion, they win with a field goal.
Yeah.
it's one of those games where it's like we look back when the season's over and if we win the Super Bowl, it's like, hey, diddle diddle. It's like the Mile High Miracle. Like it's those plays that will forever stick out in our minds.
Yes.
That led to where we are today, and it's going to end up being called the return or whatever. You know what I mean? Like it's just like a phenomenal, one of the greatest plays in the history of modern Ravens football, potentially when it's all said and done.
Oh, I couldn't agree with you more, dude. I seriously could not agree with you more. Again, that's one I'll remember. That's one I'm gonna remember for a very long time. That's any given
Sunday. Barely made the team.
Barely made the team.
That's how it always goes, though. Sprint Urban blocking a field goal in Cleveland on Monday night.
Yeah.
That kind of shit. Like people coming
and he
out
was
of the
captain.
woodwork.
He was captain this week.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. We're gonna give a game ball. Couple of game balls. We're gonna give one to Lamar Jackson, who absolutely just played his ass off. 24 for 43 for 316 yards. Huh?
3 touchdowns. I don't know why I put 2.
3 touchdowns, an interception. Shit happens. Plus 11 carries for 70 yards. Again, bro is putting up damn near 400 yards on his own. That's the definition.
I mean, let's be honest. He had 70 yards rush, but really had like 150 with how much he was just going back and forth. Like, no, going here.
Yeah, he was amazing.
And also, by the way, Aaron Donald still has not sacked Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
They could only mention it 10,000 times during the stupid broadcast. Aaron Donald hasn't sacked Lamar. Yeah, huh? My favorite one was when they were playing Run Around the Rosie. Like, huh? You gonna sack me? Gonna sack me? Gonna sack me? Now I'm gonna throw it away.
Greatest keep away player.
Plus, the game went. Like, how often have we seen the Ravens, even at overtime, not be able to sustain that drive? And he did it. He brought them all the way down, and it was 3rd and 17 because of that bullshit sack, not sack. What the hell was that call? They couldn't return it. And then the strike to Zay Flowers.
Ironically, before that strike, before the play started, I was like, you don't need it all. You just don't need it all. Don't force it. Don't be stupid. Oh, no, touchdown. Never mind. Get it
I mean,
all.
if you can
You
do
know
it,
that
why
play
not?
develops.
If you can
Jeff
do it, why
Zebra
not?
on the
Be a
Athletic had a great. He talked about how like before the snap happened, Aguilar said, "Lamar, I'm going to go this way. It's going to let Zay Flowers get open this way," and it happened just as he called it.
Aguilar
And
is one of the most unselfish players I've ever seen. That's next level right there. To play
Yeah.
decoy, to know what the again, that's film. That's just being aware of what's going on in the game. Damn. The other game ball, obviously no brainer. Tylan Wallace, 3 returns for 95 yards, including a walk-up touchdown with Duve going out in an injury. Ross, guess we're all on your bandwagon, brother.
No one's. You're not allowed. Y'all were mean to me when I said it earlier in the air. It
We
wasn't
were
doing
a little
shit.
mean.
And the only return he did this game was a stupid ass return to start the game. Hey, let's run it out 3 yards deep in the end zone and get to the 15.
Yeah.
Mm.
We were a smidge mean. But no. I definitely think this kid just sealed his position because again, we'll see what happens, as it goes on. What is Dude's injury status? Like, what's up with him? Is he
I don't even know he got hurt
what?
until he said it. He's like, he's hurt. Like, huh?
yeah, I think we may never see him again. I mean, he's great value, but like I think they'll keep him on kick returns.
Yeah.
But I think his days of punt returning are over,
Yeah.
more or less.
I wouldn't be surprised if he becomes the second kick returner. There's always 2 kick returners, so he'll be more the blocker, which makes sense, honestly. No.
Kick returns are basically obsolete anyway now.
That too.
The next 2
he's
years,
definitely
there
not
won't be
returning
kick
punts.
returns.
We live in such a weird era of football. But
No kick returns. Yeah.
any last words though, Jordan?
They're not getting a game ball, but I think they should get a heavy honorable mention. That's just special teams as a whole. You got the kick returner, but it was dumping rain, and Justin Tucker made some clutch kicks yesterday.
Most
Tie
accurate kick in the
games,
NFL
give us
again.
the lead. What's that?
He's most accurate kick in the NFL again.
Yes.
He was like 4 for 4, wasn't he? Like he just
two missed kicks.
Extremely accurate, and so like, and then putting the team on his back, and then they had some great tackles on special teams. So I think all around just great effort from a unit that's been up and down all year.
Mm-hmm.
So just kudos to them in the weather like that. They won the football game for the Ravens, in my opinion.
No question. Ross?
Well, refs suck again.
Just ask Pat Mahomes.
No,
Pat Mahomes.
actually, speaking of him, I lost respect for him. He's a whiny baby right now. I don't care about
We
what they're
won the
talking
Super
about. But no,
Bowl
I'm
on
more
a fucking
going with
hold.
how do you call Marcus Williams hitting the helmet when the receiver is falling down to his helmet? And if you even watched Marlon Humphrey's pass interference, you see a cougar hook his arm, fall for I can't catch it. Ball's landing 5 yards out of bounds, 3 yards behind you.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mahomes, he's the whiny baby. You go to your post game, shake hands with Allen, and you always say, that's a bullshit call, man. Like,
Yeah. Josh Allen is like, bro, I don't give a fuck.
Guess what? It wasn't a bullshit call. It was the right call.
Yeah.
Did you all see? He was literally blocking the ball.
Yeah, like, dude was
everyone is basically saying, oh, the ref should have. No, the ref will tell you to move backwards if you're like, hey, am I good? He didn't do that.
It's not their job to tell you you're off the line.
Even the ref said, we'll give you a warning unless it's so egregious that you are blocking the ball.
Yeah,
yes, of course, they knew Travis Kelce was going to make some crazy lateral throw. By the way, awesome play. It was a really cool play.
The guy that made the penalty.
But funny enough, did everyone forget? They still had 3 more downs to try something after that, and they didn't do anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck them.
Yeah, no.
Well, they ain't playing in Kansas City this year.
And it's going to be really
just playing a road playoff game.
Yeah, Ravens beat them last time they came to Baltimore.
Yeah, show up. Meet us at the bank. No. Yeah, big shout out to Justin Holden, who had to endure that game. I can only imagine how his heart rate was going that whole time. Damn, that has to suck. I don't care. It sucks to suck.
I will
I
say
hate to
I'm a
see
little.
him suffer at our
Yeah.
behest.
I will say I was a little upset
I mean, I
with
don't like
the
it.
weather
I don't hate
forecast.
it.
Huh?
The weather forecast was not as bad by the
No.
time the game started, and a lot of that cool stuff that happened would have happened in front of me,
Yep.
including that punt return.
Maybe it was for the best, you know. Maybe.
That punt
Maybe
return.
they lose if you go, Ross.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's an alternate universe where you go to that game and Holden's laughing at your face at the end.
And I lose to him.
No. Yeah.
Well, I did. From what I did hear on the news, is the bus was a nightmare.
Was it? I
I can't imagine. And they all fucking cover soaking wet, probably in that bus.
Dude, like they barely should. I
Drunk.
don't even think it's legal how many people are on the light rail after a game. I can only imagine how fucking terrible it was being on a bus.
And lucky we won, because that would have been a shit show. Everyone's probably in high spirits as they sat on each other's laps.
They didn't give a shit. Everybody's happy. But that does it for our show. We will be back to recap, or not recap, preview the Jags game, Sunday Night Football. Again, incredible win. Something we're all going to remember forever. Tylan Wallace, remember the name. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and stay tuned. Go Ravens.